lady
PTR.
did.
Yeah, the second lady is.
So maybe he's celebrating her, you know.
But honestly, Katrina, I think so. The conversation happened on Tuesday. The Wiley was the day before, so I don't know.
It's a hookah party. I seen it on YouTube. Having a hookah party.
Or maybe it's just another present that he got from somebody, and this is a gold traditional, but pure, made out of gold, you know. And we're gonna justify it and say it's not a present, and like I'm okay to, you know, have all these expensive shit given to me.
All right, but if anybody can look at my picture and tell me what that is, I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Hey, Haitian.
It's a hookah lamp. I'm telling you. You just ain't got the tubes tied to it.
Girl.
What you like to do?
It is not. What are you
A
talking about?
gold hookah.
It's a gold hookah lamp.
With fire coming out of it?
I mean, it has coals burn on the top. You got little lights on the side to make it extra pretty.
That's the hookah patty answer.
Got it.
That's the upscale hookah bars that you go to. Yeah. They got the really pretty ones.
Well, it says the cost of owning a car, insurance up 5%, $700 plus, 46% of payments, average monthly payment on a new car loan, $700 plus. Insurance up 5%, repairs up 15% since 2024. Hey, Johnny's. Hey, Fish Belly.
So I would hate to bring in any car person here right now. So
Yeah,
forgive
please
me
don't
if
bring
it
it.
happens. Forgive me if it happens. But
You
Was
sounded
there any-
threats?
Trying to
You
change
said
your
the
phone.
Don't just say the name, bro. No, but do you guys think, this is a serious question, I don't know. Do you think that the car industry, like, purposely did not build more economy-like cars so that we could end up in a situation like this? And before you answer, let me just say, I do remember growing up, like, a huge part of the market, and so many people I know, my family included, we only had the option to buy, like, you know, the Toyota Corollas or the Volkswagen Rabbits or like their, you know, smaller, more efficient cars that were more affordable, and they were everywhere. And now I'm just seeing like that market almost doesn't exist anymore, and I'm just wondering if you guys have seen the same thing over the years.
I don't have a way to gauge that. It's not something I pay super close attention to, but it is a good question.
I would say it's fair that I would just say that price on all cars went up. New cars and like I'm talking about like expect like more of a high end models or more affordable ones. They're all skyrocketing, and I feel like during COVID, car prices were through the roof. Obviously, we didn't have enough chips, and the dealership's parking lot were empty. I remember I was on a waiting list for 8 months just to get a new car because I had nothing on the lot. And at that moment is when used cars really went up, right, in the price. And I think that they realized in that moment that, oh, we're making a lot more money. And at least where I live, again, everybody's different, but where I live, our car prices hasn't gone down since COVID. Even the used cars, they're pretty much the same as COVID prices, which is really hot.
I do have a clip to play. It has to do with what's going on with the shutdown. Let me go ahead and
writer protesting President Trump.
I've come to the Senate floor tonight to ring the alarm bells. We're in the most perilous moment, the biggest threat to our republic since the Civil War. President Trump is shredding our Constitution.
This as the government shutdown enters day 22. President Trump showing no sign that he's in search of a deal. Hosting Senate Republicans at the White House. Trump encouraging them not to back down, suggesting he would consider meeting with Democratic leaders only after the shutdown ends.
I will only meet if they let the country open. Then let the country open.
A message received on Capitol Hill.
At some point, the Democrats are going to have to say yes for an answer.
Republicans saying pass a short-term spending bill first, while Democrats are demanding a deal on health care now.
Don't tell us to ignore this problem. Republicans have had all year to get serious about health care.
Without an exit ramp in sight, families reliant on government assistance are trying to hold on to their current benefits because they may dry up soon. Diamond Williams has 5 children and relies on SNAP benefits to feed them.
We didn't do anything. But we're taking the backlash of getting all of our benefits and everything else taken and removed from us for nothing.
Her story similar to millions of federal workers on the verge of going without a second paycheck, stretching every dollar and flocking to food banks.
Usually they're full, but we just started seeing just a much greater demand.
And as we said, the shutdown now ranks as the second longest in American history. We're now less than 2 weeks away from key benefit programs running out of funding and open enrollment kicking off across the country. And as the clock ticks, the two sides are not any closer to making a deal. Savannah?
Ryan Nobles with the latest there. Thanks, Ryan.
Oh, Patty.
We just need more of that.
Patty, can I test your criteria really quickly on a different subject just for while you're reading the other video?
Okay.
Yesterday I remember you were saying if you don't live in New York, don't talk about it. So if I'm coming back, can I talk about it now? I'm busting your balls. I did it out of love.
Scotty, crazy. But no, seriously, I want to know about this guy that was getting ready to be in charge of the whistleblowers. Is that the person that stepped down and said he's going to not going to do it?
Well, I think his name's Hampton Dillinger. Used to be in charge of whistleblowers, and he was told by Trump you're fired and all that.
Yeah, no, not that one. There's a new person that was being appointed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out. Did he sit down and say never mind, like he don't want to be a part of it? Was it him?
What happened now?
All right, so there's a guy that was supposed to be appointed in charge of like the whistleblower department.
The ethics committee? Or ethics?
Yeah. Okay.
Not committee.
So he withdrew his name. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Debra.
He comes that aggressive guy or aggressive.
Okay, he was talking negative.
Yes, he withdrew his name yesterday.
Did he withdraw his own name or did they withdraw his name?
Well, that Mike Johnson was saying that he didn't think that he would pass or that he would be approved.
It's all them text messages, right?
Yeah, and then he withdrew his name.
He said get rid of Kwanzaa, Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Freaking Black History Month. He made something.
He will be appointed in a role that doesn't require any approval from anybody other than Trump.
Right. That's exactly right, Scotty.
But if they've been pushing back pushing back like this previously, then most of those people wouldn't be in office currently right now. You know what I mean? Like paying bonding.
It's only if honestly, at one time, y'all remember, I was like, Pam Bondi may be a decent choice because of her. I thought she would. Yeah.
Well, but to be fair to
I mean,
you,
I can
Patty,
admit, I said that. So.
to be fair to you, Patty, her, I don't want to say this wrong, but you know, her background and experience fit with the job. No matter what we think about her ideologically, she fit in terms of her being qualified. However, she's just turned into just a complete suck up and somebody who doesn't even follow the Constitution. So, but it was hard.
And a hell of a PR person.
Yeah, she's great at PR.
He's describing some of my fellow journalists as a typical Trump ally with his racial mentality and his comments, his texts, etc. And I think
First, when I was looking up,
you may find a swastika or something really revealing about the character of this guy and his previous pictures, such as Jeff Sessions, others, shows the disposition of the entire Trump administration from the head to the toe. Oh my.
yeah.
I don't think Jason found his links. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, the J.P. Morgan Chase and Jamie Dimon cut the ribbon on the unveiling of a new 60-story headquarters, reshaping the New York City skyline. And this is it's an entire city block between 47th and 48th, and between Park and Madison. And this overtook a building called the Union Carbide building. This project is the biggest office tower since COVID. It also cost $3 billion to erect. It is 60 stories, and it will house 10,000 of the J.P. Morgan employees. And J.P. Morgan has 24,000 employees in New York City. So there you go. More, I guess, wins for New York, I suppose. So that just means take your ass back to the office. That's what that.
So that means I gotta buy a new painting, and they have their like annual art sale for them students. The skyline changed.
Yep, exactly. But here's some of the other interesting detail. 97% of the material from the bank's demolished old building, the one they took out, was recycled. 97% of it. And 8,000 workers were responsible to build this building. So it employed a lot of people. It added about $2.6 billion to the New York City economy, just building that building alone. And that's it.
That's why it was kind of weird yesterday when it was like, y'all support corporate creative stuff. And I was like, dude, y'all really don't know how corporations actually work. They can work
Don't we
against
want to
people.
change the way they work? I want them to change the way they work. So
I mean, we do. We all want them to change the way they work. But then when it comes to the local economy in New York, there's a dependency on these corporations.
You know, I have seen very, very fair, and they have no issues paying higher taxes. That our corporations would do the right thing. Spotify, for example, they paid a lot. They paid a lot for. They paid really good living wage for New York City for their workers. Then on top of that, they give them health coverage that is equivalent to Sweden. So in Sweden, everybody gets health care, and they have the government system, and it's a very, very good health care. So we got health care, like, literally, like, we paid nothing. They covered it 100%. Nothing came out of our pockets, and it literally covered everything. It was the highest plan you can possibly think of. Yes.
It's kind of a plus and a negative for us, right? So, like, when these corporations open bigger buildings, and like even when Google moved to New York City, like, it affects the property taxes in that area. So that's the negative.
Spotify building was actually in the Google building.
Who?
Spotify headquarters office was in the Google building. The green big doors in the front. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my husband worked at Spotify, and it was in the Google building. And like, Google isn't charging pennies for Spotify.
Yeah, but that's another thing too, though. It makes it harder for people to be able to afford to live in New York City. But then you have it's like you have your pros, you have your cons. And a lot of those, so a lot of people that's not from New York don't really understand, like, how much money that a lot of these freaking corporations put into the city when it comes to our city services. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, would you agree that they should actually maybe get less breaks like they do when, because what's happening right now between all the states, right? It's like, quote unquote, the American competition, right? And the states are competing with each other on how much more of a break they give corporations just so that they move in their area, right? Or in their state.
So that they employ their local citizens and they increase their overall tax base? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Logically, that's what you're thinking, correct? But when Tesla moved to Austin, he's literally saving $10 billion in breaks that he got from Texas. Yes, they're building. Yes, they're giving jobs, but they're not giving jobs to people who are already here. They're giving jobs to everybody, all the tech people that left California and New York. And what happens is, as those people come here, home prices now go up. Because when I sold my house in New York and I came here to Texas, I was like, I'll buy this home cash. Are you kidding me? So what ends up happening is that prices actually go up even more. They're getting, okay, so the cleaning people maybe are getting jobs, but like the hard paying jobs, they're not, the people that live here can't have them. And then what
New York City is probably one of the best places to recruit. I don't understand that. To recruit professionals.
Well, I just want to put a footnote, a couple of slides back. I did promise to deliver at least a link to. We did a decent protest at the Senate and the Capitol to establish a people's court. We're still seeking judicial people that will support a court, a people's court that can challenge a Supreme Court decision or a decision on an executive or judicial order that will come out of the administrations. And so that's what I'm showing how to put together a decent, demonstration on Capitol Hill, and some things done judicially. But I think that's where the challenge, because I think that's where the most successful challenges to the executive orders have been through a judicial process, and learning and knowing that judicial process will position you to be more politically effective locally and nationally. So that's why I put a link in the chat there for you, for those that are, because they were talking about how and why to protest and how to get something effective done during a protest or a demonstration, and how to conduct things with the holy, excuse me, I'm so sorry, I messed that up. With the police in the Capitol Hill, I guess the peacekeeping forces, for lack of a better term, but and you know, with National Guard, anything representing some form of law or unlawful enforcement, if you will, because most of them are renegades and they're not cool people. But I wouldn't have them on my peacekeeping force, of course, but nevertheless, they say they protect the Capitol, which there's no sign that they had any energy when the Capitol was in trouble. They didn't show up. So I was like, I have MJ on a team and Mike not show up. But the same thing is that you can get a decent idea of a protest on the last link. Thank you so much. Wait, those few syllables.
And for those interested, the Benjamin Moore color of the year is the AF655, which is silhouette. I put the link in the chat so you can see the color. And it is essentially like an espresso infused with a little bit of charcoal in there. So that's the 2026 Benjamin Moore color of the year. Thank you very much.
Let's get back to the corporations, why they're important for us. So my daughter, the school she goes to, my other daughter, she goes to Pratt. They got this thing at the Brooklyn Navy Yard, and that's funded 100% by this damn corporation.
Oh, shit, capitalist now.
How much they're embedded in New York City, and like even some of the internships that they get is based off of a lot of work that they do at the research yard. These are young kids. It's like, she a young little black girl, right? So we want to they really spend a lot of money in the city. Maybe not in other people's city, but in that city, there's a lot of money that's spent by the interns.
It's a whole ecosystem here, Patty. It's like they don't many of the corporations here don't just exist in a bubble. They don't just come in, have an office, and leave. A lot of them do have programs within the city with the various schools, not just like the high schools and whatnot, but also the universities and the smaller ones. And they're integrated throughout the community. They have even programs for community members as well. And there's just a lot. Like like Google, for example, funded Pier 57, which is a international food court that's over on the West Side Highway. They helped to fund that. They're the primary motivator of that because they wanted somewhere for their employees at the Google headquarters to be able to go. Plus, it benefits the entire city because they have a destination now on the Hudson River Park. So it's like things like that, plus a lot of other events and things that they hold. So that's just like one example, but there's like thousands of examples all over the city. It's this whole ecosystem that is completely just kind of different from the rest of the country. In my belief, it's all so ingrained because we're all so close to each other here.
know what's crazy about this? The corporations that spend money in that Brooklyn Navy Yard for these kids that go there to like do research based off of whatever your undergrad or your graduate degrees on. A lot of them are fucking coming out of that and they're fucking working for these big corps. So like even with the Black Student Union at her school, just because New York City has a bunch of black people in there, Pratt doesn't really, that Black Student Union is really, they actually talk back and forth with a lot of these corporations. They actually give them some really good internships, and a lot of them get hired on to work in higher positions. So like people, I don't know. It's a benefit, and then there's also the cons. But it's not like any other city. It's totally fucking different. They want to be there, so they put money into that. I mean, it's where every major corporation has an office or a building or something in New York City, so they want to be close to each other. So I don't know. It's not us supporting corporate greed. It's us understanding the dynamics of that city.
I guess maybe there was like a thin line, right? And I think that's for me personally. Like I think, okay, let's take Walmart, right? They're getting a lot of tax breaks and this and that. You know, when they open new stores, they get all these incentives and everything else because they're bringing jobs and all this other stuff. But then they don't pay their workers even livable wage. And it's been investigated and proven over and over that they do on purpose not give people full-time positions just to pay their health care. And Patty, I get it. I know how it is in New York. I know how intertwined and how those businesses, I get it. But like, I guess at what point where is that line when we go, okay, businesses, we do need you and corporations, but we're gonna keep, I guess, giving you guys this break because we really need you, and then they just cause a bit more harm? You know what I mean?
Well,
like, where is
So
that?
Katrina, I think local government has to kind of do that, or otherwise they're not serving their citizens well. If you want to see changing corporations, take the Target strategy, right? Target's about to go for some major shifts because consumers intervene. So it's up to consumers to intervene if they don't like a company's behavior.
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna say that it really has to be on a case by case basis, and at the local level, like a lot of people make the assumption, and when they say corporate greed, they're talking about all corporations. But I know through the work that I do that I see a lot of public and private partnerships with the community, and the trade-off is when they move to or just establish a new home office or headquarters or mini headquarters in some of the cities that I've lived in or in my state. I read the negotiations and the terms to see exactly what the trade-offs are and what the tax breaks are that they get, and it's not just across the board tax breaks. They have to give a lot too. One good example is like when Netflix opened their new production facilities in New Jersey. They gave a lot to the state and to the city on the level of like not just workforce development but other things. So it's a trade-off. They got huge tax breaks, but they're still rolling out programs that'll benefit the state because Netflix is coming there.
Well, I agree. Like I said, I personally know plenty of huge corporations that have no problem paying more, making sure that they really took care of their workers, right, and appreciated all their work and paid them livable wage, right? And I'm just saying that maybe we should need to get into coalition with those types of corporations that are doing the right thing.
So even the ones that we may think we will say are evil outside, within that city, they're not as evil. That's the thing that's crazy. Like, so like, there's there's a couple of internships that my daughter looked at over the summer. The one that didn't come home. She didn't come home because one of the internships that she did was an NDA, and she had to sign an NDA. And it was really a really good internship, like what the project they were working on, and it came straight out of that fucking Navy Yard, and that Brooklyn Navy Yard is sponsored by the evil ones and the fucking ones that you guys think are so that y'all think are sweet and nice. So like that, I don't know. The relationship is going to be totally different if you live in that city, and they do a lot of recruiting out of that city. So I don't know. Like it's a take and a give, and
Well, also it also benefits the young person as well, or the worker, because they can do their internship, at whatever company, or they can work in whatever company. But the options for them to go to another company and have it be in the same city, and have, granted, a lot more people applying for certain positions, but the amount of places that are hiring here, the amount of options,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's unlike anywhere else.
Let me tell you something. Her coming to Atlanta for the summer would have been CNN, but what she was offered in New York City makes CNN look like fucking peanuts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what internship does she choose? Like, and then that internship that she did last summer and the summer before, it's like she has a resume. She actually has a real resume.
Yeah,
it's not like me when I was coming up working at McDonald's in Times Square, telling her that's my first and only job. Like she has a real resume. It may be only 8 weeks, but it's a real resume.
You made those fries good though, right?
Yeah, right. I didn't make the fries. I was at the register. But I'm saying, like, those internships are not the same. And the best internship she can get out here was, for her, the one that actually was like on board with her coming for the summer was CNN. So, and that was based off of what she did last summer. So she's actually gotten really good internship offers that area. I don't think she would have got in Atlanta, Houston. They're really good. Like when you got to sign an NDA because of research and development, that's a problem. A good problem. So I was like, stay, we'll figure out how to make sure that you still surviving. And you know it's even crazier because right now she's actually working for a young black coming up designer right now. So she go to Pratt, but she's working for some young black designer.
That is great.
Yes, so she's working for some young black designer that lives in Brooklyn right now. And it's like so when she comes out of class or certain days, she's almost like her assistant. So she has to like get stuff together. Like when I be talking to her, sometimes it's like, yeah, I gotta go do this. And it's like, she's the one that I really don't get to have conversations with, because a little bit of time that she has is about studying. Because the rest of her time is engulfed in helping that black designer become somebody big, And they pay her pretty good. It's kind of weird, but she's making a little change.
And the thing is like, in this city, it's like, yeah, you go to Pratt, but then before you know it, you're going to like somebody's show, exhibit, party, whatever, and then you're meeting kids from the new school, or who maybe teach at FIT, or something like
Oh, I
that.
love FIT. I wanted her to go to
Right.
FIT at one time.
Right, but you know what I mean? It's all like intergrand, like everybody's like moving in the same circles. And and there's so many different circles in that. And then before you know it, you're like, oh, let's check out this thing on the Lower East Side, and then you meet somebody else who, is starting up a company or whatever. It's like there's so much of that going on that like the resources and the potential opportunity is just boundless. So if you go to a market where it's not that, it's like you're relying on one particular thread, and there could be like one gatekeeper, to you being able to get ahead in that industry in that town.
Right. So let me tell you, she's been in New York City for the last 2 years going to school. They're supposed to be getting interviewed by some little local Brooklyn little magazine because of the little internships that her and her friends did last summer and then this summer. One of her friends, her father has a little change. They've been like organizing little things. Remember I told y'all she was trying to move to Brooklyn because of the listening parties? They've been doing these darn listening parties using what they've done, their connects during their internships to get, like, they had a DJ come from Los Angeles. They had a DJ come from Vegas. They had like certain like guests come that maybe like local to someplace on the West Coast or Midwest come into Brooklyn and do like these listening parties. And it's been really big. Hey, Ace. So some woman has been following these little girls. They're little girls. So the one that's my daughter that's in New York, she's 18. Her best friend's 19. These are freaking 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old girls organizing based off of stuff that they're learning from these corporations, the internships, the networking that they've been able to do, and freaking like making a little change on the side. Like New York City is freaking really weird compared to other cities. And they have a dependency on these certain corporations. So you can call it corporate greed, which it is, but at the same time, like they're reinvesting into the city and they're reinvesting into a lot of these young kids that decide they want to go to that school if they're going for the right reasons and they're freaking taking advantage of all the programs that a lot of these corporations are investing into these colleges. Because FIT, you know what? Being that you brought up FIT, I wanted her to go to FIT at one time because it's a smaller school and they have just as many, like Pratt is a little bit more expensive, but with FIT, they still interact with Pratt.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and there's also Parsons also.
Yeah, Parsons is a good school too.
Yeah, like it's part of New School, but still, it's like, all the design people, and even if you're not doing, let's say, fashion, you're doing like industrial design, you're doing like other types of design that you didn't even know existed, in the business world or in our, everyday life. So between like Parsons, Pratt, New School, FIT, just in that, just not in those locations. I mean, there's so many people that you end up meeting and potentially collaborating with, and opportunities and all that. It's like and people from all over the globe go to these places. Like they are well known and they want to be in New York. So people are not only getting sold on the universities, but they're getting sold on the city that'll make all of this happen.
Well, let me look up another article and see what we. So do y'all want to continue with the government shutdown? Because I do got something that's talking about the government shutdown being purely political. Another article that's talking about our video that's talking about Trump wanting to break the record for the longest government shutdown. There's a Live Now stream that's talking about the government shutdown entering day 21. Or we can move over to, let me see. What's going on with Gaza? Or what's going on with Ukraine and Russia? And we're not hearing much about Russia and Ukraine. But there's shit going on over there.
Hey, I sent you a video from a drone footage of new, brand new crimes that Russia has committed.
And Russia has always committed something. I don't know if y'all know who Daniel Nadorsky is. I guess if you play chess, he died.
Yeah, did they say how he died? He was 29, wasn't he?
He was young. Grandmaster at 18. Matter of fact, let me play this real quick, y'all. This is just a little something. My daughter used to be in a chess club, so. And you know what's so crazy? She joined the chess. She played chess online, but she joined the chess club because she wanted to add it to her resume, which was nice. She's like, yeah, what do you have to my resume? I say I was in a chess club. Like, okay. Get into music mode so we can. Yeah, they didn't say white. I don't think they said white. I pulled a mag on y'all last. I've only seen the article and read the headline. So.
Also tonight, a whole bunch of unanswered questions around the death of a 29-year-old American chess superstar. How Daniel Narodotsky, one of the most influential voices in the chess world, how he died is not yet known. He became a grandmaster. That's the highest title in chess aside from world champion. He got that title at just 18 years old. Narodotsky faced multiple cheating allegations from another chess player in the last year. He denied those accusations. And now, a grandmaster from India posting online in his words that the relentless, baseless accusations and public interrogations he faced in recent months caused him immense pressure and pain. This has to stop, adding, when respected figures spread unfounded allegations without accountability, real lives are destroyed. To be clear, we here at NBC News do not know right now if these allegations are connected to Narodotsky's death, but it has certainly captured the attention of so many around the world in the chess community, and Priscilla Thompson well beyond as well. Narodotsky on Friday put a video on YouTube that said, "You thought I was gone just days before his death," right? Yeah, Hallie. So he would often live stream himself playing chess on YouTube online, and we saw him post this last video on Friday saying that he was back and better than ever after taking what he called a creative break. He didn't get into the details of why he took that break or what might have been going on, but here's some of what he said to viewers.
So you thought I was gone forever, but little do you know, I'm back better than ever. I know that the episodes have been few and far between. I've been sort of taking kind of a creative break, deciding, future avenues of content. So I won't delve too much into it right now because I know everybody's excited for some chess games.
And so appearances suggest that he was going to be posting again in the future, but we know that this creative break for him came as he had been facing these allegations of cheating in the past year, which he denied. Now, as for his death, we have reached out to the medical examiner to try to get more information about the circumstances surrounding his passing, but have not heard back. But tonight, his family is saying that Daniel was a talented chess player, commentator, and educator, and a cherished member of the chess community, admired and respected by fans and players around the world. And certainly we have seen those tributes pouring in from all across the globe today. Lots of people really sad about his passing. Hallie? Yeah.
so many people reeling tonight. Priscilla Thompson, thank you.
What be up with those chess players? They disappear. Those grandmasters.
He either took his life or it was the Russians.
The Russians have been really good at chess for a long time. In America, there are 3 hotspots for good chess: New York City, Los Angeles, and the Rio Grande Valley, where I live. For some reason, the Rio Grande Valley in the United States has at least 2 or 3 chess masters.
Marshall, are they Russian speaking or they're actual citizens of Russia? Because there's a lot of countries who are Russian speaking.
The person I met who had a Russian accent was actually from Russia. But you listen to Gary Kasparov, and he got very political about Putin and Russia, and he wrote an interesting book. But if you look at Kasparov's chess, it's just amazing. I mean, he really is. He really is a grandmaster to be studied for the ages.
But why do they be disappearing? Like Bobby Fischer, remember? Like, what is going on?
A lot of these guys drive themselves crazy. There was one dude who literally drove himself crazy where he could not stop playing chess in his head when he walked into rooms with squares of alternating colors. He would just construct a chessboard in his head and just stand there. And, the guy drove himself insane.
Yeah, these chess players be disappearing. They'll disappear for a couple of years and then come back out. And you're like, oh my God, he's back. I mean, if you're into the chess community.
I love playing chess. I used to play tournaments when I was a kid. Something my dad and I did.
Oh, that's cute.
I was never any good. I got a 600 or 700 rating, which is middle of the pack, basically. But it was something my dad and I did together, which was always a lot of fun.
They don't disappear anymore like that.
The reason it's their hotspots is because they forgot to mention this, they play position chess, not piece chess. If you play piece chess, you usually just gobble up people's pieces. But New York, LA, and the Rio Grande Valley do position chess, which is about controlling squares, not about the individual pieces.
I just play chess online.
Well, speaking of Russian, Katrina, I just want you to know I went to, this is why New York is cool. I went last night to a staged reading, a musical about Navalny, the Russian who was killed in prison. And it was kind of a musical. Well, not really musical. Yeah, kind of. It was just a stage reading, but with, songs telling the story. So
maybe an
what's really interesting though, I gotta say. Obviously I haven't kept track of Navalny. I knew about him, and a lot of my family members were totally for him and everything else. What the issue is that he got so much publicity as this hero, right? But when you actually listen to what he said in his debates, when he had debates for being the mayor of Moscow, right? He was basically, what he was saying is that, look at the corruption. He had issues with the corruption, not with the ideology of this crazy, Russian ideology. He basically said, I want an army to be super strong, and then I want, he literally wanted to go and invade countries. He also said that he was totally fine, and he actually thought that, Crimea is part of Russia, that never belonged to Ukraine. He was part of all-white Nazi protests in Russia. He was a big racist, and he has said so many racist things, and it's all on video. because the mentality, that Russian mentality of we're the best, we're whatever, and that culture is still in him. He just had issues that it was Putin who was making all those money, and other people were making the money, and there was a lot of corruption, and the army was weak. It's yeah.
That's a good perspective. Thank you.
Good morning, y'all.
Hey, I'm just reading this chat.
Good morning.
Hey, guys.
Well, I'm going to New York City over Thanksgiving weekend. So if you're not uber weird and I like you, I would love to say hello. I'm going to see, well, with my bestie. And you know if I don't like you, so please don't present yourselves to get your feelings hurt. 'Cause I don't really give a shit. So I'm super excited. We're going to see Death Becomes Her. We're going to see The Life of MJ. And oh my God, I'm so happy to, we're going to go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Woohoo!
It's the best.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes. It's a Broadway weekend. That's not fair. I know, I'm going from Friday to Monday so that I can see. I also want to go to the Met. I know this is a lot, but
It's
probably
beautiful.
gonna.
If you're there, do high tea. Apparently, it's
Thank
like
you. High tea.
Hey, ma'am,
Uh-huh.
if you want restaurant recommendations, let me know.
I will definitely get that from you, New Yorkers, because I've never been. So this will be my first time being there, like, for the Christmas season. So I'm super excited. I'm gonna be like a tourist from Japan. I'm gonna have the camera.
I thought you
Bags,
had
don't be to get your knockoff bags.
No, I've never been during Christmas. The one year that I went years ago for a business trip, and it was like maybe early November. It was when New York City was hot. Remember when they had the heat wave? Like, it was just hot. So it didn't feel the same. It wasn't cold. Like, it was just weird.
Let me tell you, Christmas season is so fucking beautiful. It's so great.
I'm excited. So I'll have a lot of free time because all of our shows are basically like all on Saturday. So I mean, we're getting there really early on Monday. So I'm excited. I know on Friday, I mean. So I'm excited. I'm staying in the financial district.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I have to stay in the financial district.
They
so I
have
can
a
go
free
harass.
stay in there.
Yay! Hey, Mike. Yeah, I got kicked out again. Y'all know. So happy to see y'all. Yes, and I think that Tom Fenton is actually performing like as Draco. So oh my God, I'm gonna be screaming. I'm like Draco.
I'm super jealous. Broadway's on fire right now.
I'm excited.
Like the amount of shows and everything. I mean, just whatever you do though, Broadway's right near Times Square. Whatever you do, just get in and out of that area. Like, don't hang out in that area, please. Don't go to restaurants in that area, please. Like, if you're gonna also be staying in the financial district, in between the financial district and where you're going out to the theater, you have Soho, you have the West Village, you have Chelsea, you have great areas where the majority of the great restaurants are. Do not spend $1 on a restaurant near the theater district or Times Square. That's my advice to you.
Thank you. I wanted to see Hamilton, where Hamilton lived, and I might try to do that. I would actually have seen Hamilton, but I've seen it twice touring, and then for some reason it was in the movie theaters, so I went and saw it a couple of weeks ago. So I'm like, I'm all Hamiltoned out, but and I can watch it on Disney whenever I want.
If you're in the financial district, you can actually see where his buried, his tombstone.
Yay!
So that is right. It's right on the Trinity Church grounds, right across from the World Trade Center.
So who
Thank y'all so much. Oh, my bestie, my grown soror, my grown. I was actually gonna go with my mom, and then she irritated me, and I said she couldn't go anymore. So, because I'm like, I would have fun. So it's the day after Thanksgiving. We're gonna have a nice. She's gonna come up. She's gonna come up from Arkansas. We're gonna have Thanksgiving together. You know, as you get older, like sometimes you don't want to go to other people's houses. You have your own tradition. So y'all, we just go to Capitol Grill. The boys love it. We dress up. We have a nice steak. Nobody gets turkey. We have a nice steak. We take pictures, and then we go home and we're done. And we like watch football. So that's our new tradition with the boys. Did you know as they got older, they're like, Mom, we don't want to go. You know, some Thanksgivings we would hit like 3 or 4 houses, right? And then as you get older, you're like, you know what? We can have our own little tradition. So yeah, I'm excited, y'all. I forgot to share it with y'all. I'm like, there's some. I
forgot to share it with us. You ain't been here to share. What's going on?
Well, girl, see, that's part of it too. I haven't been up this early in a long ass time, so shout out to that.
I know that's right.
So
You've
now
been getting some sleep.
I know. I'm never up. Yeah, I'm up early.
Also, now said don't go to Chinatown. Why not? I don't want Chinatown.
Chinatown, I feel like once you've been to one Chinatown, you've been to them all. And I've been to Chinatown in San Francisco. Plus, there's a pretty robust Chinatown in Houston, but not like in San Francisco, right? Like it's all the little shops and stuff in the.
I would just say this: unless you're going to a specific Chinese spot in Chinatown, there's no reason to hang out over there. However, it is right next to Soho and a lot of shopping, so you will be close to that area.
Thank y'all. I would love to see Dapper Dan, but I probably should have stayed an extra day during the day.
You can still do that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I should.
Let me know. Just back channel me. You have my info.
Thank you.
Chinatown has the best Popeyes on the East Coast. I'm just saying.
Just stop it.
They do.
Yeah.
See, our Chinatown here in Houston, they really took to the Vietnamese. They kind of took over Southern cuisine. So I don't know if they learned from the Katrina people when they came to Houston, but they give a pretty good run for their money when it comes to like crawfish season. So like my sister prefers Vietnamese Houston crawfish to Louisiana crawfish.
Okay,
So there's
too much.
I know. I'm like, girl, you're doing a lot. But she was born here, not back home. But I'm just saying, so they have a lot of Southern cuisine.
Yeah, but there's a huge Filipino population. I believe also Vietnamese population that's down in the bayou with the shrimp. So
Okay.
they got that Southern cuisine bayou cooking situation down pat.
Dee. Hey Ursula. Hey Dee. So what else is going on? What's your name? Reformed.
Oh.
In the political world.
Oh, I'm happy to report that a lot of people finally are responding, like, I guess visually seeing the East Wing being torn down.
Yes. But I also saw that they said, don't be taking no pictures of this, okay?
Yes, that's what they ordered on the inside. But y'all know what? And I was gonna put this on Threads because I love Threads. There's so many people that write things out, like all of the intellectuals left X and they're on Threads. What did they do with all of the shit in the East Wing? Because that was like what? The First Lady's residence and her offices. It was like some other people's offices, like some generals or something. What the fuck did Trump do with all of that shit that was in there? Because that must have been a lot. What did he do with all that? That's what I want to know.
Selling his
They
shit
put
on
in the
eBay.
basement.
Selling shit on eBay, and then maybe going to Antiques Roadshow to get like a value.
I'm throwing it in the trash. What's going on?
I mean, people are visually upset. I mean, I see between that and the video of him shitting on people. Child, I was just like, you know what? We're living in like The Sims. This has to be like The Sims. I was literally looking at something before I came in here, because I was like, let me go get my dose
dose of what, because y'all always bring the good information. Shout out to Politically Correct for holding it down, even though some mods run away for months and come back and say, "Hey, oh." Giving a shout out to the crew for holding it down. Yeah, isn't it crazy what's going on? We saw that gold actually fell, y'all. It's not political, but I think it is political because that can be construed as a good or a bad sign. Because people typically flock to gold when they think there's uncertainty in the market. So even though it's been up like insane, crazy, that is kind of interesting. And y'all, we're talking about Zelensky. Did you hear the reports that Trump was yelling and cursing at Zelensky when he was in the White House
No.
the other day?
Now, I did see when Zelensky looked to the side, to the man that was sitting next to him, when Trump was like, "I don't know, we'll see." And Zelensky looked over like, "Here we go again." But I didn't see or hear him cursing him out.
Yeah, he's forcing him to give up land to Putin. It's pretty.
Yes, Putin demanded. I can't remember what it is, but I just read that there were the reports. What did y'all see? Like the press corps when they were all walking out after they wanted them to sign that oath, and they were like, "No, we're not going to sign that oath." And what he's forcing the universities to do, only the University of Arizona, like.
I'm so proud.
I am, but this is, y'all. This is like
your university, Texas, at Austin, is enthusiastically looking at this, and Governor Abbott is going along with it, of course.
So for that, no, he's a crackhead, but I have something to report for the LGBT community that's really good in Houston to fire people up. So I love that No Kings happened and kind of showed people like there is a lot of support. Early voting is happening in Houston, Harris County, so I actually need to get up and go do that myself. But so there was a crosswalk in Montrose. Montrose is a notorious neighborhood. I don't want to say notorious, infamous neighborhood in Houston that is very LGBTQ pro. There are a lot of gay bars. Everybody goes there to party. It's like a great time, right? Great vibes. Well, there was a crosswalk that had the pride colors. Well, Governor Hot Wheels decided to stick his ass in Houston's business because Houston is liberal. We are blue, right? And to demolish the crosswalk. Well, y'all, a group of residents went out there. This is how petty they are, and I love it. So everybody is just like in a feel-good mood because of this. They painted the wheelchair access ramp on the street with the pride colors in a direct refutation to Governor Hot Wheels because his ass is in a wheelchair. So they're doing little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's almost like Star Wars with the Resistance. They're just doing shit to piss people off, and then I think isn't that sad though? But we gotta accept it where we can. That's doing more to piss people off than taking away their food stamps and their daycare and their medication.
It was
destroying the crosswalk.
It was the same thing in Austin, actually. The crosswalk also had, because we have obviously everybody, well, not everybody, people know the infamous 6th Street in Austin, but then there's also 4th Street. 4th Street is pretty much just all gay area, all gay bars, everything that's like there. And they also had a crosswalk over here in Austin, and now, they're fighting basically not to, they painted it over, and now they're fighting to paint it back again. Did you see how Abbott sent National Guard to Austin to displace homeless people again? And what the mayor was saying yesterday about it?
Yeah, he's just been doing a lot. And I don't know if he just thinks that he's super popular or he's just, but people are getting pissed off. But like I said, I've said before, it's the rural Hispanics that keep voting conservative, right?
Yup, down where I am.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. And God bless Maria and Jose and Pedro. I understand that they are very Catholic. I understand that they don't even like to pull out, which is why they got all them goddamn kids. Because, Saint Maria told them, what? Y'all know I ain't lying. Saint Maria told told them to be anti-abortion, and I get it, Maria, Jose, and Pedro, Consuela, but goddamn, but you know what? The younger people in the cities, this is why Texas is such an anomaly. We are a red state with major blue cities. So, you know what? We about tired of them. Stop voting for Governor Crackhead and Governor Crackhead Cruz, Ted Cruz. There's some new people that are out and about. I'm about to get my ass off of this app and go volunteer for some of them and knock on some doors and tell Maria and Consuelo, go drop me off in El Paso so I can talk to their ass and hand out some condoms.
Are you talking about
Talarico seems to be where it's at. Yeah, he seems to be where it's at. If he, like, having listened to him, if he tags with the financial stuff with billionaires in the primary, that'll be good for him. But he'll have to tamp that down in the general. It looks, and this is interesting me, the NRSC and Senate Majority PAC said that in the primary, Cornyn to stave off our terrible Attorney General would need $90 million. And in the general facing Talarico, we would need $390 million to compete. I mean, just outrageous sums of money.
Yeah, did y'all see how much the Republicans wanted to offer? Oh no, go ahead, Katrina. But there was just something I think the Republicans have outraised, like maybe like at a rate of 3 to 1 the Democrats. So yeah, that's not looking good. But you know, we still gotta fight.
So what they suggested in Florida, because Orlando was doing the same thing, where the governor was taking tax dollars and ripping up Pride sidewalks in Orlando, which is a very big gay community. So the suggestion was, and I think they should do it in Texas, any potholes across the state should be painted in a rainbow pride, so that the government will actually go in and remove and fill those potholes. So that would be
Oh
the way.
my God.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
I'm telling you.
But you know, I really, really have to give it, I do. Like, I can't lie. The roads are better in major cities in Texas than New York.
Well,
I'm sorry.
We're older.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. We're older.
But that's pretty bad, Katrina, because roads in Houston are really bad. Like, even in the nicer areas, I worked in the River Oaks and Galleria area, and I had a colleague. Now, you know, it sucks. It messed up his BMW, but he was speeding one day just down a residential street, and then boop, he hit one of those potholes, and it messed up his front end alignment. So if that's better, God damn.
Yeah, Houston tends to have bad roads.
Yes.
Yeah, Houston is
I
bad.
think a lot of that comes down to their lack of zoning laws, or at least, as I understand it, lack of zoning plays a part in that.
So I'm not sure where you are in Houston, but we always go to Baytown, so we have family in Baytown. My father all lives in Baytown. So I have to, we have to cross the entire city to go from Austin. I'm talking about, that's like an extra hour for a trip. So yeah, you're right. Houston does have quite a good amount of potholes, but I'm not talking about roads, but mostly like, I guess highways. Like, I remember BQE, and I remember Bell Parkway, and man, even those have potholes, right? Highways here are pretty good, and maybe I'm also in Austin, and Austin is growing so much and building nonstop that there's constantly new roads and everything's being built, so everything's brand new. But even the highways, man, the I-35, the interstate, and everything, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think the highway, Austin is, if anyone's ever been to Austin, please don't try to figure out where to go. The freeway system is like a giant spider web. It's so difficult to figure out how to drive on the freeways in Austin. and we have feeder roads, which most places don't. So people will tell you get off on the feeder and you'll be looking for a road called feeder. But we actually have feeder roads in Texas, which are just, you can drive alongside the freeway versus some places where you get on the freeway and you can't exit ever.
Yeah, it's called the service. I think I'm north.
Are you talking about
the
service
service
road?
road? Yeah.
Oh,
service road.
We call them feeder roads. The feeder.
Well, here in Dallas, they tell them they're service road.
Service road. See, I would know what somebody meant. Take the service road. I'd be like, what is the service road?
Yeah, I was confused when I came.
Frontage, yeah,
Like,
they call it frontage.
Yeah, when I came here, they were like, take the frontage or the feeder road, and I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, I was, yeah. But hey, I'm excited because I'm getting the F out of here. So.
Oh, and what else is going on that I just read? Oh, I know y'all talked about it, but Trump suing the DOJ. How are you a president and getting money from your own DOJ? Is that not just like this guy? I mean, every day we think it can't get worse, and it just gets more and more and more embarrassing.
But it's, you know what's like even more deeper and disturbing is that the people who can approve, right? Like the two people who can approve giving them that money, quote unquote, in the lawsuit, are his personal lawyers that were his personal lawyers when the DOJ was basically filing charges against him.
But at what point does Congress step in and say, this is too much? I read yesterday that the congresswoman, is it from Arizona, that they won't appoint, that Mike Johnson wants for everything to be settled before he, what do you call it? Is appoint the wrong word? Not appoint.
Before she swears her in.
Yeah. Swears her in. Thank you. Menopause brain. Before he swears her in that they're going to sue. But it's like, and I mean, y'all have expressed it in here before, I'm sure. It's like, he seems to just be able to get away with any and everything. Nothing sticks. There's no political, there's no legal framework that can withhold him. There's no political jurisdiction that can withhold him, right? Even, and I went on a really good rant yesterday. I was just like, what happened to Republicans, right? Republicans were core constitutionalists. They believed in limited government and being fiscally responsible. This is why I can't stand MAGA. You're not Republicans. Y'all don't have a conservative bone in your body. This man is using private donors to slap his name all over some tacky, ugly ass ballroom that he's creating in the White House. What the fuck? Y'all have completely destroyed the party of Reagan. Maybe y'all weren't always the best party. Maybe you were the party of the elites. Maybe you were the party of corporations. But now you're just the party of some old weird dude who's lost his damn mind and is dismantling democracy. Like literally shilling the United States away one damn brick at a time. Y'all should be embarrassed. Like, I'm disgusted for you. I hate that they lowered the bar to allow you cretins to ever vote Republican a day in your life. Because you're not Republicans. You're MAGAs. You're maggots. You will forever be maggots. You will always be maggots. This does not benefit you, not one damn iota. Your groceries are up. Your utilities are up. You're fucking uneducated. Now the Democrats are the party of the elites and the educated. You're dumb as fuck. You've never been to Mar-a-Lago a day in your life. You can't even fucking afford it. You can't even afford to put it on your damn overcharged credit card. They're cutting all of your shit. You're gonna be fucking homeless. And the only thing to cover your big, stupid, flabby asses is gonna be that damn red Make America Great Again hat. What's wrong with y'all? Stupid.
Reform. You know, we actually had that conversation a couple days ago, I think, in this room. And so my husband has a family, but it's by marriage, kind of by marriage, that are crazy MAGA. Like, we're talking rural crazy MAGA, right? White. And super poor, trailer trash, you know, the stereotype, complete stereotype. And we had a conversation with paraphrasing, so I am gonna bleep this out, but paraphrasing his words. As long as the N-words don't have it, if I can't have it, if they can't have it and I have to lose it, I'm fine with that. They're willing to continue living in poverty. They're used to that. They just don't want others to have it as well.
So re-upping the conversation from last night. I mean, Katrina, what you says, how the fuck do we still have black MAGAs, black folks as this administration? It bugs my mind.
I don't know. And y'all, I try to be good. I really do try to be good. But the reality is, so there are letters that are coming out already from people that are posting their letters from their healthcare insurers, people that are on state benefits that are posting that. So there are like daycare programs, for example. They're sending these really difficult letters saying that people that have received subsistence, which by the way, 1 out of every 2 Americans receives a form of federal assistance from the government. That's a grant, a Pell Grant for college, a Stafford loan, right? Some form of Social Security. Right. A lot of them work, right? I don't know why people think that people on food stamps are just getting $10,000 a month and getting caviar and filet mignon and all of this shit. Like, it's not an easy process. They go and they harass you, right? They ask you, why do you have multiple children, by the same man if he can't support you? Like, literally, I took a friend when we were younger, early 20s, because I'm a resource person, right? One thing you gotta know, I am not wealthy, but working with wealthy people lets me know that they don't like to pay for shit they don't have to. Why do you think they pay CPAs and financial advisors thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in some cases, hundreds of thousands if you're looking at like Ray Dalio and Bridgewater and BlackRock, to manage their shit when they're already rich as fuck, right? Because they can find tax deductions and tax credits. Why do you think people have foundations when you could just write a check to the person that you wanted to help? Because you get a fucking tax deduction. So you want to be like the rich? Then you don't pay a lot to Uncle Sam. Donald Trump even told y'all that. I don't believe in it. Stupid people pay taxes, but he was lying on his taxes. That's why he said that. And we don't even I've lost myself in the middle of my rant. What was my point?
Oh, the abuse that you get when you go to get SNAP benefits.
Yes. They harass you. They ask you if you have any goddamn money, if you even have cash in a life insurance policy, right? So let's just say you had an index universal life policy that your grandparents set up for you when you were 5 years old, and it has $2,000 in it. Do you know that might not even allow you to get fucking food stamps, even if you can't touch it? Like, if you had an IRA, or they ask you what make and model your car is, like, do y'all fucking know that? Even though, yes, they do.
No, I'm just saying these people don't, because I went to get food stamps when I was 19 or 20. It was the most humiliating thing ever. I was very ill. I had a really bad medical situation going on right now. I'm not going to get into it at that time. And I went to go get food stamps. They gave me $12. I cried like a baby because they asked me 1,010 questions. They asked for my bank account information, all that. They need to check your bank accounts. It was just very whatever. It was just, I was like, and $12, that's what I got. And I was like, at that time, it's like, well, at least that's enough for 120 packs of food.
I am so sorry, Empress, but you're right. It's extremely humiliating. They will ask you 1,000,001 questions, right? And then it's like they do a damn forensic background check. You couldn't do this shit to congressmen and senators, because we always find out that these people have committed financial fraud. You couldn't tell that Donald Trump was lying on his taxes, and Trump organization, Trump Foundation was lying on their taxes. But you can do a damn forensic check on like Empress, and in my situation, when it was a friend of mine who was in her early 20s that found herself pregnant without any kind of insurance at her job. She was in college. I was like, girl, you better go get that damn Medicaid. But in order to, back then at least, in apply for the food stamps, right? Because it went hand in hand. And they literally asked her, how was she pregnant? Sitting in the office, these people were asking her, well, how did you end up pregnant? Why did you get pregnant knowing that you couldn't afford it? Just all kinds of bullshit to go through that. And you're right, Empress, they don't pay shit. They don't give you shit. So I hate this. It's like you have corporations committing fraud all the goddamn time. But somehow the federal government uses its resources to basically look up and see, you know, that Shamika had $75 in the goddamn savings account that she forgot about 2 years ago and deny her benefits because of that. It just pisses me off. It really does. It pisses me off. So the fact that, and this is what I think, because I was listening to y'all's conversation about corporations, because I'm in good rant mode today. I was listening to y'all's conversation. What I'm thinking is people that don't benefit from this system, that they feel it does not matter, and they're going to cape for billionaires and multimillionaires and people like Jeff Bezos and the Kardashians, when you will literally sit online and poo-poo them to death about what they have, but for some reason, you maggot ass, you maggot-filled, cretin, crustacean individuals, you don't see Donald Trump the same as you attack the damn Kardashians. You don't see Donald Trump the same as you attack Jeff Bezos. You don't see Donald Trump the same as you fucking attack Bill Gates, talking about Bill Gates wants to take over the world. Bill Gates, you know, is trying to get us to do this and that. Are you fucking kidding me? This is how stupid y'all are. You're willing to overlook the tacky ass billionaire who's leveraged wealth because his ass don't have any goddamn cash flow, which is why he's always out begging for fucking money, just like he begged for that damn jet from Qatar, right? Jesus, y'all just piss me off. Let me shut up. That is just, y'all are dumb as fuck. God damn it. Okay, anyway, I miss y'all so much. I am so sorry. I have some water. Y'all, it's like we can't make this stuff up. And when that market crashes, okay. Welcome back. Like the Carters, welcome back. Does anybody remember that? Was that Carter, the thing, the TV show? Yep. Hey, Your Honor. But carry on. People seem to like it. No, I know y'all talk about this, First Lady. It's just with everything that's in the news. The begging for the begging for the award, all of that, the pardoning of another financial fraud guy. Think about that. He just pardoned what was his name, y'all? Santos, yeah.
That guy should have stayed in prison, you know?
He defrauded veterans.
He defrauded veterans. He also lied about two of the most sacred things. He said his grandparents were in the Holocaust and that somebody in his family was at 9/11. Really? Like, those are the things you're going to use?
He stole 11
anything else.
And he lied to all of his constituents who voted for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's
okay, y'all. He can go get him some Botox, go down to Brazil, go get some designer shit on a dime of the United States government and the constituents that out of his little donor coffers. But, you know, he only gets less than 3 months in prison for it. Okay.
Yeah, it's wrong. It simply should not have been commuted. Like, that would not happen for any other person in America.
But why did it happen, Marshall?
When did the pardon happen?
No, why? Why did Trump do it?
I don't actually know.
Do you think it's because he loved George Santos? Or do you think he's trying to send a message?
I mean, I think he's trying to send a message, which is if you break the law and you're my friend, you get to get away with it.
Exactly.
Which is wrong.
The whole point is everyone this side of George Santos, which is basically everybody, if you do some fuck shit while you're in office, not to worry, you're under the protection of Donald J. Trump. That's the point. Which means all of these people who are in shit can rest easy that before he leaves office, he's going to pardon them.
Hey, Your Honor, wasn't there a list? I saw a list the other day. I can't remember how, but they listed all the GOP reps or folks in government that's pardoned. I think from the beginning of his first term, there was closer to 13 or 14 of them. So to your point, I guess the message is, yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do in government. Just rest assured that, yeah, you got me. I can pardon you.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I always talk about it's all about power on here, right? Like, if you're Tish James and they pretend to have found some, on page 48 of the loan application where we asked you to draw an upside down U, you drew it, 90 degrees to the left, so therefore we're going to prosecute you, right? That's what Democrats get. And George Santos can be the most obvious criminal of all time and get pardoned. It's just about power. It's like, it's not about the thing. Like, I don't even see the utility in discussing, not that, whatever, it's a sensational story, I'm trying to talk shit, but in terms of the analysis of it, in terms of what it all means, it's not about George Santos. It's about Carolyn Levitt and Pam Bondi and, Besson and all these other people who are just grifting and know that they have a get out of jail free card where he can just, blanket pardon them for absolutely everything whenever he wants. So I just think that's what this is all about.
I also think at least 1% of it is, what would make the Democrats go really crazy? Let's do this.
Yeah, I think that's real too. Just the distraction thing. Don't look at the Epstein files. Don't look at the gaping hole in the White House. Don't look at the million scandals that are going on. Just look at the Santos thing, which is ultimately kind of inconsequential, at least in its own, on its own.
So did you guys see James Comer come out yesterday and say that after everything they've reviewed on the Epstein file, that they've exonerated Trump from it, but that they've implicated Bill Clinton? He had a press conference yesterday talking about it. I mean, the question is, yeah, if that's the case, then release the fucking files, versus having a press conference. Marsha, I don't know if you guys saw the press yesterday.
The thing that the Republicans still don't get is that if Bill Clinton is guilty, there isn't a single one of us on the Democrat side that is like, no, we must protect Bill Clinton. If he is guilty, then fucking lock him up and do whatever you need to do. We are not riding behind Bill Clinton or anybody else that happens to be in there. So go for it.
It's amazing how just completely melted MAGA brain is. I mean, I don't normally bring anything Monica says in the chat up, but she just quoted Grok. So she's quoting Elon's hallucinating AI model as I don't know, some sort of source to say that Trump distanced himself from Epstein. What is going on? No, she says that it's documented because Grok said it. Amazing.
Well, for those who don't know, social media, AI is not a credible source. Okay.
Well, do you know about the kind of scandal that happened, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, with Grok? And what happened was, it was about the crowd size in Boston, the No Kings protests. And Grok had initially said, oh, the pictures that you've been seeing about Boston was from a 2017 protest. And immediately, all the right-wing MAGA influencers took to that and started having that go viral, that photo that was being presented for the No Kings 2025 was actually a lie. So they took that, spread it all over the internet, and then it wasn't until later that Grok corrected itself and said, no, the photo actually was. So that
any right-wing media outlet.
Yeah, I mean, AI is not a reliable source for that kind of thing anyway. Like ever, like any AI, like there's no AI that's a reliable source for that. If you see a citation and you check the citation and it was right, that's great. But it's not a reliable source. And Grok in particular is like constantly being tweaked by like a ketamine junkie who decides that like the white genocide of farmers is the most important thing of the day, and then all of a sudden all I can talk about is the white genocide in South Africa, which is just complete and utter bullshit. But you can really easily manipulate these models. They're not like a library where you're pulling books off of a shelf. Like it's just like machine learning bouncing off of itself, and it can be made better or worse. And Grok is quite possibly the worst of all the mainstream models. Not quite.
Yeah, I agree, Your Honor. I remember somebody came in arguing, was giving me an argument, and they were saying that, they were basically saying that the stats are the amount of violent crimes with, or murders or violent crimes with, in New York, right? And it was like highest number than any other city in the United States, right? And that was their claim. So New York is like one of the most dangerous and crime, ridden city. And it was like 2,000 something a year, I think, or homicides or something like that. And that's the thing, they hear that information, and when like you go and look it up, and it's like, yeah, that is the number, right? And they think, oh, I fact checked it, this is true now. But people these days don't understand how to interpret stats and data. I don't know why. I don't know if our schools just stopped doing it completely. But like they forgot to look at it per capita. Ugh. And Texas was actually a lot worse than New York.
What is the correct information about the statistical of criminals or
what difference does per capita make if the whole purpose that they are trying to make is that crime is up or down? Whether it's per capita is irrelevant. Per capita is just
irrelevant.
It's irrelevant if the whole premise or the whole point that they're trying to make is crime is up or crime is down. All right, the number of crimes that take place.
No. The claim was New York City is one of the most violent states in the United States.
Who made that claim? I've been out the room.
Oh no, it's just a MAGA that I was speaking to, and yeah. So, but the thing is that they heard it on Fox News, right? And Fox News said New York City has like 2,000 something. I forgot if it's homicide or what. But
one of the most violent cities, right?
And they're saying this is one of the most violent cities. And he goes, that person said, like, I definitely fact checked it because I looked, and in New York's own website, government website, it does says 2,000 whatever. So they didn't lie about the number. And I'm sitting and I'm going,
but look at the per capita.
Yeah.
The fucking per capita, stupid.
Yeah. But see, even this person on stage right now is saying, why are you looking per capita?
Well,
how does
you know why
work?
we looking per capita? Because if I got a home and I'm looking at robberies, am I gonna get fucking robbed?
Well,
if I'm on the fucking subway and there's millions of people that ride on the subway, am I gonna fucking get shot, or am I gonna get, like, come on now, make it sense. Per capita makes sense.
Well,
chances of some shit happen to me in fucking New York City versus another city, like, it's gotta make sense.
Well, again, if you want to argue that, another reason why, she's talking about, kids, people are smart because they don't know how to, extrapolate the data, analyze the data, read the data. But, maybe you don't know this, man, but New York City is a city and Texas is a state. So I don't know why you would compare.
Wait. Who you
I didn't say New York City. I said New York.
I don't know why you would compare a city to a state.
I wasn't comparing a city
You
to
know
a
why she was
state.
talking? Even if she did, let's pretend she did. New York City population is higher than most states in the United States.
Well, New York City is not higher than the state of Texas.
It's like somebody could not have a slight of tongue to say New York City as opposed to New York State is just asinine. Go find something to do with your goddamn morning. Have you had coffee, idiot?
Hey, listen.
Have you had coffee?
Your voice is high, please. Your voice is high. You're alternative lifer. You're alphabet boy, and I'm not going to have a conversation with you.
Something's wrong with you.
You know what's crazy? They always talk about this. Let me tell you something, Corey, that's so funny. These niggas that come and argue points, always talking about the fucking gay community, the trans community. And guess what? A lot of them have way better talking points. They do research, they read, they understand what's going on, or try to understand what's going on. You clowns that come up here, the only argument you have is that they want to love somebody.
You're the alphabet boy.
You guys are fucking idiots. They not fucking with you. They would never want you, Ross. Fucking, I'm straight and I don't want you. What's going on here?
Alphabet boy. I don't fuck with the alphabet boy.
Nigga,
And they definitely wouldn't fuck with you. You're not on a level that they can have a conversation.
What are you talking about?
But I came to the stage, Patty, because I read.
You're not on my level mentally.
Hey, hold on,
on my
nigga.
level relationally.
Financially.
About you is attractive.
Hold on, that's why I came to the stage. Hold on, look.
Nothing.
Hold on, little nigga.
Hold my dick, nigga.
Hold on, little
that,
nigga.
Hold
Little
my
nigga.
dick, nigga. In between
Hey,
your motherfucking lips.
See, Patty, this is what them gay, this is what these homosexuals do. See what I'm saying? These homosexuals want to invite a heterosexual man, to their phallus.
Nobody wants you, Ross.
This is why.
Why is there a homophobe?
This is exactly why the Democrat Party.
Get the homophobe out of here.
Exactly why the Democrat Party has lost their way.
No homophobes.
Check this out. Nobody wants you, Ross. Gay men are making money. Gay men fucking read books. Gay men don't having a fucking conversation. I'd rather have a conversation with a gay man that may know something about policy. Half of you motherfuckers don't even know fucking policy. You don't even know what the fuck is going on your fucking block. So guess what? Who gives a fuck? Ain't nobody trying to fuck you, bro.
And look at his dumb ass. Still trying to talk while he sees her pressing a mute button on his stupid ass.
Patty, I can't
You can't just do a moderator's mute, stupid.
Ross,
With a picture of a man holding a huge cigar, which is the gayest thing I've ever seen.
Patty, I can't be
Shut up, stupid.
Ross, why are you coming here just to try to talk shit? Like it's pointless. Like,
Ross, if you want to debate anything with Corey, debate politics. But don't debate who the fuck is allowed to love.
no, it's not. It wasn't even that. He fails to recognize the fact that he was the one talking shit
You
first.
couldn't see me and Jordan on our worst motherfucking day, let alone today.
I came to the stage to talk about the topic.
On our worst motherfucking
What was the point of you bringing up ABC? What was the point of you saying ABC boys?
Huh?
Why can't you have a conversation and fight him on the politics?
Because he attacked me, and so I
No,
attacked
you
him.
attacked him.
You
was
called him
attacking
little
the
nigga
politics.
first.
I didn't attack him until I attacked him
About
until
you
he
couldn't
attacked
get a
me.
woman that would even appreciate you. You had the nerve to say something about ABC boys. He's not talking about
I
your
didn't attack him
He
until
was
he attacked me.
attacking your fucking conversation.
I did not attack him until he attacked me.
Don't attack somebody and somebody loves him back.
Okay?
Ross, you told him
homosexual.
You told him
until he
you told him to calm down, little nigga. How do you expect him to react?
He's a homosexual.
How would you react? How would you react if somebody called you little nigga?
Hey, I did not attack that homosexual until he
Is that not what you said? Is that not what you said?
Why do I keep getting muted when I say homosexual?
Why does he think repeating that is an insult?
I keep muting me
He's
when I
not
say
a homosexual. He don't need you to fucking let him know he's a homosexual. He got a man. He's engaged. Guess what? They took their kids out. They took their kids out on an outing. They do shit together. He kisses him when he loves him. They lay down together. Do you do that with the person you love, motherfucker?
You're going upstairs.
Do you lay down with somebody every night? Or maybe that's the problem. You ain't got nobody to lay down
Put your
with.
sweater on, because
Corey, introduce him to somebody, because he needs somebody to lay down with, so he can shut the fuck up.
See, Gary, here come the other homosexual.
over here.
All right, this room is full of homosexuals.
We four over here, Patty.
This is what's wrong with the
Yes, this is the gay orgy room. Just accept it.
This is what's wrong with the Democratic Party. This is what's wrong with America today with this woke shit.
Never seen a sunscreen a day in his dry ass.
Let everybody be great.
What is wrong with
Let
you,
him.
Ron? What's wrong with you?
What's up, man?
Hey, I want to.
Hey, I just want to, excuse me, Ross, I have something I want to
Hold on real quick.
other people about.
Ross is going to my
Have y'all, speaking of this, have you guys seen this new thing that the straight people are doing called the Zesty 30?
This is
Have
why
y'all?
the Democratic
Oh my
Party
God,
is
I'm in the middle of a sentence, you dumb bitch.
Okay. Can I eat, please?
Hey, at least somebody call your real phone, not Telegram. Answer your phone.
I'm not coming on this.
I'm halfway through my
Lisa,
coffee,
answer your phone.
and I'm still moving.
What's your first name? Sorry.
Y'all be getting cards.
Okay. Is it hard for my...
Go on mute!
She's working. She didn't know she was. Go ahead.
Have y'all seen this dance that these straight guys are doing called the Zesty 30? And it's literally voguing. I haven't seen it.
No.
I haven't seen it, but don't just.
Yes, getting sturdy, and then. And
Yo.
Then when the BQ stars voguing, they lose their shit.
Yo, straight niggas is on some new shit. They're out here voguing and then calling it something. They are voguing down like to the ground.
Okay,
like,
we're not gonna do that though. Because you know what? They're gonna use that against y'all.
Don't put that on everybody. That's a wild.
what? Use what on? What? They're doing a dance.
I used to do it when I was a little girl.
That's
Like my
a
mom thought
cute
it was
dance, though.
My mom thought it was cute that I was fucking copying a Madonna thing. I got a little.
No. That's not voguing. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about voguing, spinning and doing dips. I'm talking about something totally different. These straight niggas, and they're calling it something else. The Zesty 30, but it's literally voguing.
So I got a
Not the
serious
video,
question.
the actual dance moves.
I got a serious question. How do gay
Put your sweater
men?
on.
How do gay men really fucking affect y'all? Like, what is the problem with people being in love? I don't understand this shit. Like, how do they really affect y'all? And even if they are trying to get policies passed, it's called equal rights. Why do they gotta be different? Like, what is the problem?
So, Patty,
I really don't understand.
I am a Christian. I am a Christian, and my Bible says God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Eve.
We all say acting like a heathen. So what the fuck is going
My
on
Bible
here?
says God made
It
Adam
doesn't
and
say
Eve.
what you just said.
My Bible says that. My Bible says a
I
man
read
should
the
not
Bible,
lay with
so
a
let's
man
read the
as he
Bible.
lay
Let's
with a
pretend the
woman.
Bible said that. This nigga a fucking
The Bible
heathen.
says that.
Eve was a pregnant woman.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Patty.
My Bible says a man should not lay
if you
with a
listen,
man as he lay with a
You
woman.
gotta bring things on mute.
if you listen to these dudes, they be like almost like the sick and shut in. It's not like they shouldn't really care about gay people because they don't get no action from women. It's always the same. It's
don't know that you sat in when I've done like the 4 types of passing and the research around how people respond to like LGBTQ folk in the public square. It's literally textbook angry passing, right? That they use rage and hate for queers to pass for straight, right? It's literally a mechanism to cover up for their own internalized hatred of their own queer identity or curiosity. And so literally, the only thing they can do is like lash out, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, it's in me, I hate it, I hate it, it's who I hate it. That's literally it.
And then they be so like, it be so weird because I promise you, it'll be somebody like Ross, and then if like time will go past, and then they'll be, we won't be like at odds, and then we may get cool, whatever. I promise you, Patty, I promise you, within 5 days, they try to come on to me. Well, what made you gay? Like, what made you feel? It's always like that, and it's always like, oh, so girl, you was gay the whole time. You was just like mad because you didn't want to come out. And it's like we're never interested in them. So it's like you have to let them down and be like, okay, I'm not, I was just trying to be cool with your lame ass. But that's usually what it is. They be secretly a mode.
And if y'all don't know what a mode is, just use context school.
Put hoe in front of it.
Don't that shit be weird to y'all? Don't y'all be like, what the fuck?
I swear.
It's exhausting.
What did I do that's really affecting your life? Because the same civil rights I want for me also affects you. And the civil rights of someone that's part of that community really does, especially when it's black people. Y'all niggas the last one to motherfucking open your mouth. Because we just got a little bit of civil rights in the last, 40 years? 60 years? And niggas is trying to take the shit back.
Yeah.
So now you want to beat on somebody because they want to be in love?
Exhaustion. It's not even that. It's not even that, Patty. Like, it's weird. Because they don't even have a real politic about my rights or any of that shit. The obsession is weird. Just and I have been on this app for 5 years. Just how many conversations have you and I had about sex? Can you repeat that number? Just none.
Like we don't get together as gay people and talk about being gay. Like me and Ron and Corey never get together and like pass ideas about being gay.
Talk about the best way to suck a dick.
If it's that night or whatever, like if we have like a wine night or something, like it's not like it can't happen. But the point is that I can have a conversation and not bring up my sexuality because it's not. But straight men oftentimes can't. It's like, oh, you sound gay. They can't even go past the sound of it. It's just I just never understood. Like if I notice somebody, like imagine if I did that every time I seen a nigga who didn't have a haircut or didn't have the money that I thought he should have, or was fat. Oh, you fat? Oh, hell no! This is a fat nigga, y'all. Hello, like like that's what it is with being gay. Every time you have a conversation, that's in the back of people's mind or whatever that they gonna bring up to you. Well, you gay, and it's like okay.
Yeah, and just I gotta admit to it. Like I be doing that, but only with like Mike P. That's the only person I'll do that with. But just because I feel it's kind of weird that I always find it weird when dudes are gay and conservative. Like you're kind of going against your own people. You're voting against your interests. In my
we find it weird too.
Mike P.
That's right.
Mike P. gay? I don't know if he is, but he sure.
Mike P. acts like a gay guy.
He sounds hella sweet. Like if y'all hear like.
No, you don't.
He acts like Cal. He acts like Cal from Living.
I hate to tell you this. Like I can argue with Corey. I can argue with you. I can argue with Ron. I cannot argue with a Ron. Pretty much with a Ron, I just gotta say, shut the fuck up, stupid. Have you noticed is that the motherfuckers that say LGBTQ, me and you can go back and forth. Corey can go back and forth. We go back and forth with fucking stats, data, things that we may know or learned along the way, and we will Google and fucking post it.
And be fine.
But dumb motherfuckers that talk about these LGBTQ bullshit, these motherfuckers have nothing but feelings. That's it.
Yeah, and I get it that like the black community has been like kind of indoctrinated to be, you know, heavily homophobic, but it's always just kind of off-putting when you hear it coming like this, like dude that was just up here, you know, when it's coming from the black community where it's like, you know, white people used to talk the same exact way about us, you know, for no fucking reason. It was just the basic existence of black people was an issue for them. So, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, it just blows my mind that like people can't take a step out of their own shoes and be able to see what they're like perpetuating.
But that's why most of the gay dudes, like, we